Greetings! Oh wait, no, mic is muted. Greetings and salutations! I actually have a camera! Sorry about the decorations! There's nothing to see! I'd not really thought this through. Greetings and salutations, I'm Kyron Ruthmore. This is weird because I can see myself out of the corner of my eye on my stream, and I've still got sort of like OBS open up in front of me, so you know I'm seeing myself move over that way, and then a moment later it's appearing up on that screen. So it's a really delayed reaction. Yeah, it's a couple of seconds between me here and me there. I appreciate the lighting isn't great. I don't think the lighting's too bad. I don't know. It seems weird. It seems weirder now. I was looking at it with a friend earlier, and she was basically pointing out that it was really dark, and it basically looked like my beard was fading into my hoodie. But that was on Discord, and then I've come over to OBS, and you can actually clearly distinctly see that that's a beard. And that's a hoodie. But I'm looking over at my stream again, and it's dark, so it looks like it's basically just beard goes into a hoodie. So, and it seems weird. I'm not entirely sure how to get OBS to flip the image, because this is my left hand, and this is my right hand. Left, right. Left, right, left, right. I have a camera and I'm messing around. And I don't think anybody's arrived yet. So anyway, so yeah, you'll actually be able to see my face as I stream. I'm not entirely sure whether to go for green screen and then just something like sit myself at the bottom, or to go with decorations and something along them lines. Maybe I might even move my entire desk. That's a possibility. Move my desk into the spare bedroom, move the bed out of there. That's not actually the bed that I sleep on, by the way. It's kind of like the spare bed. But I got a spare bedroom with another bed that I'm sleeping on. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I could remove that bed from out there and go back to sleeping on that bed. And then move my complete setup into the other room. Where I'm likely, the natural lighting is not going to be any better because it's pitch black out there. You can't see it from there, but I can see it, and it's pitch black. It always is pitch black when I'm streaming at this hour, so that's not going to change the lighting. But I think if I stay in here, then I need lighting over there, and there's not really much space, and this is kind of tucked away into the corner. The only problem is in the other room, there's not as many plug sockets. So that might be difficult, and also, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of effort. But I might be able to get a more personal feel and get some posters up on the wall, and you'll actually be able to see them, because, it's like a good 12 foot away, that wall. This is not a small room. Anyway, enough of me wittering on about, I have a camera. I am gonna start the game, so let's pause the background music. Let's switch it over to the Pathfinder Kingmaker. And I wasn't entirely sure where to pop the camera. I had to load up a different game to make sure I wasn't overlapping anything critical. As you can see there, it's overlapping the file. I'm not an expert, but if you have some questions, go ahead, post them here, and I'll see what I can do. I actually, my main experience of Pathfinder tends to be playing the tabletop role-playing game, although that's 2nd edition. But yeah, by all means, go ahead, post a question, and I'll see what I can do for you. Right, so I just come in here. The seed had devolved into the alba, or evolved into the alba. Can I speak to her again? Phew, barely survived it. Jude, don't think you've got much to say, no. God, no. Still curious about this guy. Tristan, hello. Okay, you're just gonna loiter. In search of joy, confessions of a heretic. Okay. Well, where else need it? The fair lords of the first world are called the eldest. Non-stop, no nonsense. Non-stop nonsense. Rue. Sorry, I'm just trying to read the name, and it's a bit of a run-on sentence. No offense. I mean, it's your name. You call yourself whatever you want. There is something important I wanted to discuss with you. Meeting your eyes, Tristan looks away as if perplexed. It's not easy to admit, but recently the barony has grown so much that I feel it's slipping my grasp. Please ease my burdens by finding someone for the position of curator of arts and education. It's a huge weight off my shoulders. I have other news as well, which I'm sure you'll find agreeable. You know your neighbour Galt has been in chaos for years. Their ever-changing rulers destroy that which goes against the fickle doctrines, including scientists and creators. But one of them was recently able to escape to your lands. He is a publisher of a newspaper whose headquarters in Galt was burnt down after false accusations of slander. He wishes to move to the capital where he will enjoy your protection. In exchange, he is offered to found a new printing house. He escaped Galt with plans for a printing machine with him, and he's ready to start business here, with your permission and help, of course. I think it is a wonderful opportunity, and not only will we get our own newspaper, but also help an innocent man get back on his feet. What do you say? But we have Lindsay's printing shop. Why do we need another one? Lindsay's print and publishes books, not newspapers. I doubt she'd be interested in this kind of endeavour. And our guest from Galt specialises in it. We won't be. It would be well to open a printing house in the capital. So it's about trip. I understand that it's combat maneuver and attack roll uses strength modifier, but then there is agile maneuver, which gives you the option to use dex instead of strength. But I also understand that. But there is flurry falls, which adds dex modifier to your trips. So long question short: do I get to use my dex modifier for trip twice when agile maneuvers and fury falls? I wouldn't believe so. I mean, I'm not sure of the abilities that you're talking about. They make perfect sense. Basically, agile maneuvers allows you to switch your strength for your dex, and fury falls allows you to add your dex. The thing is, what will possibly happen is you get to add both your strength and your dex to your trip attacks. So while most of your while you've changed over most of your combat maneuvers from strength to dex, which is a positive because you're a dex based. It might double up on the dex, but I don't think it would. I think it would basically allow you to have both your strength modifier and your dex modifier. Again, like I say, I'm not really an expert. That as a GM, that is how I would rule it. If this was around a tabletop, unless somebody was to provide me with some errata to say that it works one way or the other. In all honesty, I don't know how the game would see it. This should, if you actually I'm guessing you're thinking about going down that route, or is it so like you've gone down that route and you're wondering if the calculation is wrong? Because Culture 5 lost it. Wonderful, I shall immediately send a message to the poor fellow and inform him of your decision. You have saved another soul from hopelessness and despair. Yay! I just spent 100 BP on newspapers. Yeah, leveling up is one of them where it's all like, I'm always very cautious when I'm going to level up, because it's all like it's going to take a while and there's so many options to read. What class is that from? The Agile Maneuvers in Fury Falls. Right, so there's stuff in the Baron and what's doing. Hey J Station, you got a real Rupert Murdoch on your hands here in the Baron. Chiron's Baron. It's a barony of Dumwana, Jay. Leveling up is always one of them where it's like, is it going to work? Is it going to... Fair enough, I've not heard of either of those abilities. I'm playing a Blade Master myself, but I've not really paid too much attention to the combat maneuvers. I generally find that when it comes to combat maneuvers, it's best to try to have a character that specialises in it, which I think you're doing. No, it's not spelt Dumwana. There we go, Dumwana. D-U-N-W-A-N. Apostrophe N-A. Dumwana. It's a Dumwana Baron. Advisors. Oh, we can just put somebody in the position. Lindsay, you're now the curator of things. We can rank up. We need Tristan for that. Oh yeah, advisors has been filled. Curses. Right, let's... Oh yeah. I mean, it's one of them tricky things with the video on this screen, or the video on a lot of screens. It's all like, where do you actually put the video in order for it to not cover up something, especially when it's like that down here is occupied, over here is occupied, this side is occupied. I could put it center middle, but then on the main screen, the action is more likely to happen center middle rather than up over in the top left hand corner. Yeah, thanks. How does it look on your side as far as the lighting goes? Put it right bang in the middle. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if I want it there. Yeah, tell you about yeah, you will probably find spoilers to the story because I tend to read out everything, so, and it's also my first playthrough, so I appreciate you popping in. But yeah, go enjoy the story, and if you actually manage to overtake me in the story, I'm on chapter 3. Feel free to pop back and see how it's going. I don't know, part of me is actually thinking, because I'm not sure whether to go for, because at the moment you see all that in the background, it's kind of bland and boring, so it's like, do I want to get a green screen to go behind me, in which case I can appear somewhere along the bottom and it'll just be me and you can kind of clearly see around me, and also, if I see that it's overlapping, I can sort of like lean out of the way and point at it. But at the same token, if it's not down, anywhere that I put it at the bottom, it's going to just be me rather than me and the background. Yeah, I think one of the things is I've got shadowing it, and it's more sort of like, can you tell there's a distinction between my beard and my hoodie? Because that's one of the things that me and Critical Commissions noticed earlier, that it's sort of like events. Okay, can't do any other events. Projects. Research into Candlemere, or research into insufficient funds for that one. And insufficient funds for that one, but that one just requires 13. Accept that. No. 13 and accept. I don't have a feeling that's not updating. Yep, it wasn't updating. Okay. Do I want to go for this one? And spend the extra 12? Sure, let's get the extra 12 and get the expensive one out of the way. Jod, 45 days. The Curses of Jenna Tennyson. Not massively at the current scale of your vid, at least not without knowing beforehand. I mean, I will have, when I'm just talking, it's like, hey, how's it going? And I think there it's fairly clear. Although it kind of looks dark on the laptop. But, yeah, that's a bit by the by. It should be rendering it in... Yeah, I mean, there's not many people around right now, so if I just go back to just talking, let's put on some background music. I can actually do weird and wonderful things with this, because you can add, so like, chroma key, and then change it to a blue, and then if I slide that one down, and this, I managed to get this earlier so that basically it was trimming out everything that was blue. So yeah, there we go. You can't really see the background, but you can't also see me. If I... no, that's... because it's all blue back there. I was able to get it so it basically does that, but everywhere that it's fairly dark. Here, for some reason, it's blue screening it. So yeah, I think it will be, but other here you can distinctly see that it's got the image in the background rather than my wall back there. So the blue screen is working for the wall, not for the bed, just for the wall. So it's one of them. My profile is going to go down, and I think it's... the lighting would definitely help if I got something shining at me. But depending on how far back it is, because the light bulb is back there a little bit. Rather than... dibbly what's it, flibbity flop, having it in front of me. Now don't rename the chroma key, just remove the chroma key. Yes, and then it goes back to that. It's a very, very fuzzy keying, as it's not a clean image. This is where the lighting comes in. It looks pretty generous keying, though, so you might be okay with dedicated lighting without dedicated. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that if I get a green screen, and as long as I avoid wearing anything green, it's going to be pretty crisp. What's annoying is the software that comes with the camera. It's by Logitech, and the software that came with the camera did a really good job. I basically stuck it onto blue chroma key, and it cuts out everything around me that is blue. Despite the fact that, you know, you can see over here it's fairly light blue, and back there it's fairly dark blue, and that tiny little bit of the wall there is even darker. That tiny little bit of the wall there is even darker blue. And it just cut it all out. Pretty great. It even cut out my jumper. For the blue bit on this side, the camera's the wrong way around and I can't figure out how to flip it. Is it under the filters? Can I add a filter to flip it? Scaling, sharpen, scroll, render delay, no. Add, compressor, more delay. Oh, I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I should definitely be able to flip it. I just can't. Or I can't figure out how I'm supposed to flip it. Oh, here we go. Flip horizontally. There we go. That looks slightly better for me. So when I'm raising the left hand, right hand, that makes more sense to me. Now it just kind of looks weird because the room's the wrong way around. But yeah, okay. That's not too bad. Anyway, let's put that on hold because people come to see me play video games, not mess around with my... Oh, wait, no. I need to remember to switch it back to the game. So yeah, the chroma key is... the illusion is shattered. What illusion? What illusion? The illusion of competence? The illusion that I'm here to play video games? I don't know. Right, so that's... Can't assign anybody to that. I've got Lindsay now, but apparently she doesn't want to do anything. We actually have a culture. We're cultured. I'm curious to see if the culture is 14, but arcane and relations is only 16, and this gives us a little bit of a hint. If there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and that still looks off center, so I'm guessing there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over that side, rather than just racking them up like that, because it could go into a second row, it could go into this. I'm thinking it's just sort of like 10 now across the back. Which kind of makes sense. We've seen through the mirror world. Oh, the mirror world, yes. It just makes a lot more sense to me when I'm sort of like looking off to the side and I see myself, which is actually kind of looking the wrong way now, maybe. Oh, I don't bloody well know. I just like the fact that left hand, right hand. It's easy for me to remember when it's all like, oh, it's on the right hand side of the screen, right about there. Right. I've lost my hand. Yeah, there we go. How about that? Oh, now I'm really getting confused because that looks the wrong way around when it's on the I have not switched this one. Flip this one. Flip horizontally. I can even stand on my head. Whee! That's some way of doing it. Does the cam have audio input? The cam does have audio input, but let me just switch over to that audio's input. Is this now working? Upside down streaming now. Yeah, I can hear you. And how's the quality on that? Because one of the things that I've noticed is even though I'm just talking fairly quietly, it's just absolutely blowing out the... every now and again I'll say something and the whole thing just goes red. Yeah, I didn't even say that anything, and it's picking up some background noise. yeah, so if I switch it back over to just a headset and mic, it's not positional. Let's turn myself back the right way up before I forget that I'm upside down. Flip vertically. There we go. Yeah, it's not great quality. I mean, I bought this for it to be a camera. Like you said earlier, it's all like cutting out a lot of background noise too. Oh, it's the camera. I need to come back and rewatch this and see what the quality is like, because I'm now back on the headset mic. Forgotten what I was saying. Do. Yeah, I need to go back through this video and actually just double check the quality and see how that is. Right, yeah, the headset mic is cutting out a lot of the background noise, because yeah, these are, they're on the side of the camera, and they're basically capturing everything in the room. This is very localized to my mouth, so this, I'm guessing, is also very directional mic, because it's supposed to be for an office environment, or it's rated for an office environment, I should say. So the last thing you want it is picking up all the background chatter of the office. And with that, what's it, flibbity flob. My brain has not recovered. So yeah, with that, it should be clearer on the headset. I am thinking, as you mentioned, picking up a... Yes, I did actually have both of them on earlier. I need to actually just double check all the little ones, because yeah, there we go. It's one of them where it's all I added the video to this screen, and I added the video to this screen, and they're not both the same video capture. It's the same device, but it's not the same video capture. So it's when I cleared one, when I turned off one, it didn't turn it off on the other one. I have noticed something though, is I'm dropping a lot more frames at the moment. I've been going half an hour and I've dropped nearly 1,000 frames. I mean, it's only 1,000 frames, and at 60 frames a minute. It's actually kind of, no, 60 frames a second. So a minute is 60 seconds, so that's 3,600 per minute. I've been going 30 minutes. So I've broadcast nearly 100,000 frames, and I've missed 1,000 of them. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's causing it to drop. It's not actively dropping them. It's one of them where it's like I could probably do with trying to figure out how much information I can get out of OBS and find, which frames it missed and what I was doing at the time. Because for all I know, it basically was dropping frames as I was loading up the game. Because that's doing a lot of hard disk access that might clog something up, I suppose. But yeah, next on the shopping list is probably going to be not a microphone, because we discussed that earlier, and so yes, I would like a proper mic so that it'll be, very directional, high quality. I found one for 140 quid. That was the Blue Yeti mic, and what it came with, an additional cover for the top and a pop guard. And the price didn't seem too bad, but at the same token, it's all like, not getting any complaints with this, and also getting a green screen. Unless I build a frame myself out of
raw metal. Probably going to be looking at and then just buy some green cloth and attach it to the frame and faff around with everything. It's probably going to cost me anywhere between £70 to £100 for a green screen. And, unless I did something really weird, which I could get away with because, I can get away with decorating, it's about right. And it's one of them where it's like, well, I'm pretty sure I could actually just go out and buy green screen paint and move my entire setup into my other room and just paint one of the walls green screen green. You could probably get away with a pop-up green screen for about 50 to 40 for the size you need. Yeah, I saw one for, I think it was about 30 quid, maybe 40 quid. It was 1 meter by 1.5 meters, oval shaped, because that it was also green and blue, reversible. So if I decided one day that I really wanted to wear a green t-shirt jumper, then I wouldn't have to worry. I'd just turn the thing around and change the chroma to blue. But the thing is, though, it would require a stand, and the stand also adds price, everything onto it all. So, yeah, I mean, I'm aware with how these things work. They tend to coil up on themselves, so it's just like, you just leave it up. And to be fair, so I got plenty of space in here to be leaving it up. But again, like I say, I'm tempted to move everything back into the back bedroom, and then potentially just to paint a wall green screen green and just call it good again, because it's like, it'll cost what, 10 quid for a tin of paint, if that. Another 10 quid to paint it white again when I'm done with the green screen. I mean, I'm not gonna, yeah, it'd be a hell of a feature wall. I gotta keep remembering also, the camera is here, the camera is not over here, but all the chat is going on right there. I don't know, the thing is, if I'm playing the video game, then you're just gonna get the side of my face. If I'm chatting to people, then you're just gonna get the side of my face. The only thing that I could possibly do is actually try and figure out if there's a way of getting an overlay for this, so that it'll basically appear on my screen. But then again, I'm not entirely sure if it would appear on the feed screen, and I don't like it where people have got their chat on screen. I don't mind it for when they're, just chatting like this. So it's all like, the feed is going up where K-Bod is, just scrolling up. That's fine. But when it's all like in a game and you're trying to see what's going on, and all you can see is one half of the screen's just flickering by with text. To a prospective buyer, actually, this could be any color you want. You just need to basically get a camera and take a picture of the wall and then green screen it out. To whatever, you could even have, fancy works of art, or the Sydney Opera House, or I can't think of any other landmarks. Yeah, and to a certain degree, it's just great. It's just paint. You just paint over the top of it. It's not really a big fracking deal. The only problem then is, well, no, because then I could even put. Well, no, because that would look weird. I have some artwork coming in, which I was thinking about attaching to that wall back there, maybe, but it's going to be sort of like this big all the way over there, so it'll be about that big on screen. But if I was to do the other room, decorate it green screen green, and then sort of like point back towards it. Then I can't put up any decorations. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I could do, because I could put up. I've got a bookcase downstairs that is big and heavy, and it'd probably kill me to try and get it upstairs. But it's pretty much floor to ceiling. I could get some shelving and bring up my board games and, you know, the rest of my books. I just don't know. And also, to a certain degree, I'm one of these people, it's like everybody does that. The number of people that I see that they've got some degree of a shot, especially when it's related to nerdy stuff, is all like, oh yes, look at me and how much I've spent on the same books as everybody else. It's all like, yeah, that's fine, and it shows that you're a nerd, but at the same token, it's all like, how about you just buy something that, you know, if you go to see Pathfinder Games, you can see that she's got a load of just build a tower out of your... Yeah, well, that's one of the things that I was actually thinking for, you know, in the meantime, get some blue tech and just sort of like have my maps hung up on the wall. And then, you know, sort of like, as I figure out what else to fill it in with, do that. But at the same token, it's not really going to be very visible. Oh. Stop yelling at me and listen. I'm trying to talk some sense to you. There's nothing to talk about, our love. This is my home. I was born here, and as it is here I die. You dolt. That's what I'm saying. You stay and you'll die before your time. Can't you see what's going on? Monsters, goblins, and bandits. Turn your back for a moment, and there's some fiend crawling out of your neighbour's entrails. You talk too much. Just do your work, pray to Estral, and stay close to your home and family. That's all there is to it. We've seen worse. Aye, back when you were half your age and unmarried. Eric, my old friend, think of Jenna and your little ones. What if some beast comes knocking at your door? You're a woodcutter, not a swordsman. We have to leave the barony while we still can. Estral, have mercy, your grace. Forgiveness, your grace. We were just discussing the crops. I understand that you are worried about your close ones and yourself, but hear me. Without loyal and upstanding people by my side, I can never rescue this realm from the evil that's plaguing it. If you stay, I swear, I'll do everything in my power to put an end to this madness. We understand, your grace. These are tough times indeed, and there are things, all sorts of things we have to deal with. Don't go listening to fools. The loyal and true will stand by your side. Okay, that was kind of random, and not where I wanted to be. The game has tried of your aesthetics worries. The game has tired of your aesthetic worries. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things that's all like, now that I've got a camera, I'm sort of like doing all the things that I can do on a camera. Whee! I'll get over it eventually. Let's see what you have, because I don't want to get rid of that. It doesn't have a name and it's not great. I should really put some of this stuff away. Still going to keep all of that just in case. Cloak of the Wind Wolf. Whenever the wearer of this cloak makes a successful bite attack, it deals additional d6 points of cold damage and trips the target. I don't remember where I got that from, and why isn't Amory currently wearing it? It'll only trigger when she's raging, but... It'd be nice. Because they're raging... good character. Abilities. Animal Fury, she does a d6 points of damage. Plus half of a modifier. Putting a d6 of cold on top of that. And tripping the target. That will be nice. Cloak of Resistance is 2. What are you wearing? That's armor class bonus 2. That's the person I just took it off. Cold resist 10. Resistance bonus. Yeah, if I give you that one, that'll bump everything up. Because that's just one bonus. Here, have a cloak. Oh no, you're the evil one. Don't have a cloak. You're the good one. Have a cloak. It's that really is annoying that you've got to basically double equip both of them if you wanted to really make use of them. Sorry, I think at the end of the day it's just something that I need to figure out. I mean, it took me 3 months to get a bleeding camera, so it'll be another 3 months before I get a green screen. Decide that I don't like the green screen, or I'll decide that I don't want the green screen and maybe rearrange the entirety of the house. What am I doing? What am I doing? How to build, upgrade another village to a town. That's going to require more annexations. Unlock all 10 posts. I figured there was 10. 10 leaders now, that's what I call a council. A perfectly round number for a real council, although I hear the Andorran government has 350 people's representatives, but so many members wouldn't even fit in our throne room. Unlocked another one. Need to unlock the other 10. Increase the barony rank 10 times. Unlock a secondary stat. Ancient formula. And that's a curse. Oh, goblins. Now it's coming back to me. There's a lot of stuff about goblins and the shine of Labashtu. I gotta remember that. This is the odd thing about vaping. It's I'm not entirely sure whether I'm allowed to do it on Twitch or not. From what I've been able to find out, it's okay as long as it's legal within your country. And yes, I'm from the UK, so it is legal. And as long as I'm not promoting it, here's a hint: don't start vaping. It's just a waste of bleeding money. Then, you know, there's nothing wrong with me vaping on stream. But at the same token, you know, there's been some reports of some people just getting banned off Twitch for vaping on stream. Stay in school, kids. Yeah, I mean, that's a truth right there. Also, I actually have the 18 plus on my stream, so kids, you shouldn't really be watching my stream anyway. Let that be a lesson to you. Right, so there's the Goblin Village, and there's the Shrine of Lamashtu. Is there anything else going on? I mean, I've just annexed this place over here, so let's go here. Oh yeah, I'm injured because of bad things happening. Oh, and 3 people are still cursed. I totally forgot about that. Well, let's enter a Goblin Village. Also, it's not like, you know, I appreciate it if I was still smoking cigarettes, and I really shouldn't be smoking on stream. Not that I've got anything against anybody who smokes, it's just, it really isn't healthy for you, so stay in school, kids. Of course I can just do that, it's not like lean over to this side and just vape off camera. It seems like a lot of effort though. I've forgotten to mute something. Excuse me for one moment while I mute that and just double check what's going on. It's not bad. Right. Oh, Tristan, let's do the remove curse on everybody who's here. And why didn't it work on... Oh, you needed to make a roll and you failed it on yourself, Tristan. Great stuff. Spellbook, before I forget. I don't really need all those remove curses, so let's remove one and put back on... I wasn't really using blindness, although it did come in handy. Yeah, I think I'll take the blindness again. I didn't use it every fight, or every day that I had it prepared, but when there was somebody who could be affected by blindness. Let's go with us, besties. Friends in village food too. Why you he be roaring? Hey, beastie, we no be food, we be friends. No, I think the goblins just got murdered by the Hydra. A primal Hydra. That has magical healing, damage reduction, exception magic. So anybody with a magic weapon should be able to bypass it. And suspend its healing, hopefully. If not, it's just going to murder us all.
Right.
They were trying to hail Hydra. But, Tish, I mean...
Consider me provoked.
Oh, it's got concealment. Love and sand. Oh, well, a whole 1 point of damage from Tristan. Woo! Bella, get in there and swing at it. No. Do you have a magic weapon? Yes, you do. I'm afraid you're going to have to use that just for the... What is this, magical? I know, it's technically magical, maybe. Let's waste your entire turn switching weapons and back again. No, that didn't suspend magical healing.
A calculated risk.
Not entirely sure what's going to put this thing down. Maybe that'll do it? Because the acid splash is the magic
forced
spell.
my hand.
Do not
It's one of them fun things of not really knowing how the system works. Right. Attack.
Tear them apart!
Bum ba bum. I mean, it didn't
This
attack.
will hurt.
That's a little bit. Oh,
You
concealment's a
deserved it.
pain in the ass. Keep forgetting that I'm on camera and I probably should be sitting up straight. There we go. Oh, I saw you got a new charger. How is it? One of the things that I like to do is actually rest my arms on the armrests, and one of the things that I don't like is hard plastic. Which kind of surprised me that they've not got any padding options for the secret lab chairs. But it's the Secret Labs is probably the only chair that I'm hearing many recommendations for at the moment.
Let's try this way.
The armrests feel more like leather than plastic. Okay. Because the chair that I have at the moment, they're putting much plastic. And every now and again, as I'm sort of like leaning on them, I can feel, you know, sort of like when you rest on a hard surface for far too long, and
This is for
you know, you can then feel it in the bone underneath.
I'll try
That's
to
how
make
my
this
current
swift.
chair feels. It's firm, squishy. Okay, so it's
Stay behind
sponge
me.
of a variety. A foam of a variety rather than a plastic.
In due
Well,
time.
the Hydra died. And so did the goblins. Shortbow, masterwork, shortbow, masterwork. Am I supposed to be here to talk to them, negotiate with them? Find the goblin leader. We made it to the village. I'm surprised that these goblins managed to build something without immediately burning it to the ground. Now we'll have to find out who's in charge here. Okay.
That is not far.
I mean, they've got some caught and captured. Is the loot inside or out? It's inside. Hey, you potion gulper. Like quests, go on missions? I have one for you. What did you call me? Potion gulper, like sword swinger, like bow shooter. One of those go run around the woods, go deep in caves and missions and questing like that. Heh. No, that's just kind of language the old legends need. Just imagine, this is a saga of Tormrund's brave potion gulper who ran around the woods doing missions. Haha, amazing. What is the task? Short tail, make shorter. See, beastie in cage. My friend and I look after him. We divide work. I open the gate. Friend goes in, feeds the beastie. Got it. But he lazy. Go away. What I offer is open gate. You go inside. Give food. Beastie food. Are we running errands for goblins now? Please tell me you are not serious. Feed your animals yourself. Pfft. You're no hero. Only name hero. Worst hero. I'm gonna put it this way, spacing way sat in it, and now another is on its way. Yeah, at some point I'm going to figure out how I've got to, at some point I actually need to figure out how I'm going to get rid of old chairs. I'm probably going to have to look at hiring a skip at some point because, you know, I seem to be accumulating up something. Maybe it's chairs, maybe it's not. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money to throw down on a chair, but I am very seriously tempted by it because I'm not. This chair is okay, but at the same token, these armrests they're not very comfortable at times. I feel like the chair could be higher. I feel that it could be a bit more comfortable. I mean, and to a certain degree, I'm a big believer in you get what you pay for, and I didn't pay very much for this.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
What are you doing? Why are we now fighting another Hydra? So, but at the same token, you know, it's the only sort of like maker of chair. The only other thing I can think to do is go fancy and go get some high quality fullback executive, because that's the one just behind me, and it was really comfortable until it started wearing out. As I say, the bear comparison is to what was previously in my mind, which is similar to you, also in this room now. but I don't have any buyer's remorse for this. It feels like it's worth the money. Worth the money, I'm guessing you mean to say.
So it's come to this.
Let us strike as one.
I'll fight if I have to.
It's one of them where it's like I'm very seriously tempted, but at the same token, it's like it's a lot of money to be throwing down on a chair, and it's like you say, the worst thing that you want in these
This
cases
should
is
do it.
buyer's remorse. Why?
A calculated risk.
I think I might have accidentally double clicked and didn't move very fast then. Emery's getting a lot of hits.
Repent.
Might
Do
want
not
to
falter.
back her up a little so that Valerie gets a majority of that.
You can't stop me.
I'm not somebody comfortable spending anything like large amounts of money on myself. Lol. Yeah, I'm
This is
comfortable
where I
spending large
step in.
amounts of money. Almost too comfortable. It's just, it's one of them where I suppose
This will
just in the
hurt.
past I've spent a large amount of money on things. And it's not so much buyer's remorse, it's more of a case of if I'd have just researched a little bit more and thought about it a little bit more, I might have been able to get something slightly better.
You forced my hand.
Yeah, I mean, it took you
Consider
far too long to build the PC. Or to buy and build the PC. Never mind building it. And buying it was
Let's try this
good
way.
3 or 4 months, if not longer. 'Cause that's the other thing that I'm thinking. Depending on how these frame rates go this stream, I might actually have to look at
I'll try
upping
to
my
make this
computer.
swift.
And getting something a little bit better, especially because I don't know how the mic, if that's gonna. I don't
This is
think
for
the mic
you.
would any much in the way of extra processing,
you deserved it.
unless there's some fancy schmancy software that comes with fancy schmancy
This
mics.
should do it.
I won't let you down.
Right, if everybody could just gather
As
around
it
a
should
little
be.
bit.
Right here, my friend.
Twisting, let's have a little bit of a healing spell on Emery. Thinking, budget pricing, ordering, building. Most of the process was slow. The thinking part was about 6 months. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of understandable. And one of the things is, it's all like I've been thinking about upgrading parts of my computer for a while now. It's just I've not bitten the bullet. Don't you dare touch us or Lamash do curses you. I don't think they like the fact that I killed their manticore. I'm not
I see
entirely sure.
something.
The goblins have put some clams, some peridot, and 500 gold. They're goblins. I'm taking it. No, it's not something that I jump to quickly. But at the same token, Cyberpunk 2077 is out in about a week. I'm very much, because I didn't really, I couldn't find anything worth buying while I was on leave, a video game to keep myself entertained. I've been keeping an eye out. There was a Steam sale on. I think I picked up 1 or 2 things. Hey, why are you pushing me? I'd be too handsome to die like that. Don't eat me. I'm all elbows. I taste terrible. And now it's time to kill a manticore. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2027 is coming out, and I'm seriously thinking about buying it. Just one of the things is it's all like there's a couple of streamers that I know who are also thinking about getting it, and I just know one of them is probably going to stream it. And if they stream it, then it's likely that I'm either going to have to not watch it or, you know, sort of like half watch it out of the corner of my eye or something like that. And I'm thinking of just biting the bullet and buying it and basically calling it my birthday present and Christmas present to me. But at that same token, you know, if I get that and, you know, my computer can't handle it, you know, it's too slow to run on my PC, or the graphics aren't quite up to scratch because of it's. I think the graphics card is now 3 or 4 years old, isn't it?
So it's come to this.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do quite yet, but at the same token, it's like new graphics card and a bigger SSD.
Any last wishes?
Because one of the things that I can do is I have thought about actually getting a whole new computer and just going way over the top on it. You know, getting maybe an i7, maybe an i9 processor. Just buying an absolutely ridiculous amount of memory and a large SSD. Top of the range graphics card and call it good for another few years.
You can't stop me.
I've been thinking about buying some of these stuff anyway. I mean, one of the things
This is where I
is
step in.
my SSD in my hard drive in my computer at the moment is not very big, so it doesn't do much for me in terms of what is the combat maneuver. Oh. Tries combat maneuver, concealment roll success. Yeah, it's impossible for Amory to trip this thing up. So I might look at getting Amory a feat to do that when they level. So yeah, I will think about these things for quite a while, but then it's all like Cyberpunk 2027 will come out, and it's like, okay, I need a new graphics card or something along them lines, and I'll just be like same day go on Scan, probably get it from Scan, might search around for a better price, but 9 times out of 10 I find Scan has the better prices, and
This will hurt.
pretty much buy it for, you know, sort of like next day delivery.
Let us strike as one.
You forced my
You never
hand.
know, they actually might do a deal. I'll have to double check into that. There was, when Witcher 3 got
for you.
released, guessing your current setup can run Cyberpunk okay. I don't know. I mean, I've not really looked. Let's have a quick squint. Let's go to the Just Talking while I look at Cyberpunk 2077. So we've got the. So this is the minimum requirements. Is an i5, 3570K. Don't know which generation that is. That's interesting. Has something broke? Am I still live? I've just lost. I'm surprised I checked mine out, and I'm not all that fussed. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's just on my laptop. The stream died. Yeah, you can't hear it because I'm currently. There we go. Have some background music. The 3570K. What is that? It is a quad core 3.4, and I'm on a quad core 3.2. It's an i5 6500. So my processor isn't quite up to it. But I think mine's slightly newer. It's got the 6 megabytes of cache that the i5 3570's got. So I should be good there. The memory requirements is 8 gigabytes. I got 16. And believe it or not, the graphics card requirement is actually the 780. Did not expect that in the slightest. Going the other end of the scale at the recommended system requirements, it's the i7 4790, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and the 1066 gigabyte, which is my graphics card. So the recommended system requirements, I'm a little low on CPU power. But that's a little bit 6 of one, half a dozen the other. The only thing that kind of worries me a little bit is the fact that the storage is 70 gigabytes SSD recommended. I don't think that I'll be able to find 70 gigabytes on my SSD. I struggle to find any space on that at the moment with the way things are going. So it might be the time to bite the bullet and buy myself a new SSD. The only problem is there's a lot on my computer right now. You know, there's OBS. I'm not entirely sure which hard drive that's on, and I want to make sure that I got all the settings for that. Pathfinder Kingmaker save games. I want to make sure that I get those. I'm running a Starfinder game, and I want to make sure that save is backed up. And, you know, don't know how many Windows settings and the like that it's going to forget when I basically rip out the hard drive and install a new one. It also means finding time at some point to basically just take out the hard drive and install a new one. Because Tuesdays I stream, Wednesdays I game, Thursdays I stream, Fridays I usually join a streamer on their stream. Saturdays I game, Sundays I game, Mondays I don't do much. So it's only really Friday, Monday that I'm not doing much. So if I was to get a new hard drive, basically hopefully get it sort of like Friday evening and should be able to get it up and running. Or maybe Sunday. No. Maybe the Sunday evening, strip out the hard drive, install Windows. That gives me the Monday to rebuild everything so that come Tuesday I should be able to get it going again. But that's one of them where it's like, it's not something that I'm looking forward to, basically, if I was to upgrade my computer. And I forgot to change the thing back to the game. There we go. You can buy a 1 terabyte SSD and a 1 terabyte external, copy everything to the external hard drive, install a new SSD and copy everything back onto a new SSD. You can't just copy and paste when it comes to Windows system files. And it's a calculation of what is likely to be going wrong, getting everything set up. You know, I'm not overly fussed because I can do it. You know, when I got my operating system, when I got this new computer, I had it all in parts, and I built it and installed Windows in an evening. So in theory, I could get it done on the Thursday evening. No, I couldn't do it on the Thursday because I've got the stream late. On the Friday evening, I could basically get an entire new computer, build it, get Windows on there. But then, if there is any degree of teething problems, I've got the deadline of like Saturday afternoon to get at least some of it up and running. Yeah, there is a potential of being able to clone the hard drives, but that's not something I like to do, namely because I've seen it go wrong.
You deserve it.
It went wrong on my works computer. I managed to break the operating system, and the IT guy came down and said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to reinstall your operating system." And it's like, "All right, cool. Give me, half an hour to get all the files onto my secondary hard drive."
This won't kill me. Let's try
And
this way.
then he was like, I sorted all of that out. I basically gave him a call up and said, "Yep. Everything's copied over onto the second hard drive." And I was like, "Great stuff. What's the name of your computer?" And I'll trigger it to do a reinstall of Windows. And he sent that down. I restarted the computer. It went through all the fun stuff of installing Windows from scratch to the secondary hard drive. Basically anything that wasn't backed up onto the servers, anything that wasn't backed up into the repositories that I use for the development, gone. It wasn't the end of the world because I don't roll that way. Anything that was critically important to the job. "Hey, Jumbo, come here and cluck, cluck, you stupid. Hey, Jumbo. What are you on about?" Is he trying to antagonize me
Share your
into a fight? I mean, he'll get one. Right, I need to heal up Amory again because she's fucking bad. So, I'm always deathly paranoid about any degree of automation, especially seeing as though, there is a lot of scope for these things to go wrong at times. And if they go wrong, you really need to make sure that you've got everything that you need. One of the things that I'd actually double check is if I save this, is this going up to a cloud? I don't know if it is going up to the cloud or not. So I'd have to track down where these save files are going. It's probably going up to the cloud. I just don't know. Track down the save files, figure out how to back them up.
Interesting.
And make sure that, if I restore them, then it's going to work.
A trivial matter.
Make sure that they're not on a hard drive that the computer has access to when I reinstall the new hard drive. Installing Windows doesn't take very long, and 9 times out of 10,
it is finished.
Yeah, he's goading me into traps that, it's all like, "I see all of your traps and I..." Beast render. Falchion. Animal bane. Okay. Hello. Ouch! Hee I can't believe he passed all the traps. Goblin taps his fingers together as if it helps him think. Beads of sweat are foaming on his brow. "What did I do now? I don't know. I know, I do." The goblin raises his hands as if welcoming you. "Congratulations, Shanks. You passed the first test. For that you get a gift. Wait here. I'll be right away. I'll be back before you know it." The goblin begins backing away, wiping his shaking hands over his rags. The little pest cut him in half. "Go on then, get out of my sight." Having backed away with what he appears to deem far enough, the goblin raises all 4 fingers defiantly and spits at you. And then scampers and runs off, giggling to itself. Alright then. Is there anything back here? Curious that it actually allows me to go back here. There's another piece of that melted ring. More of a village up that way. Sorry, I'm not excessively concerned. Yes, I do believe, Jay, he was giving me the V's. Here's a goblin merchant. As you approach, a goblin stands grinning with wide yellow teeth amongst his, almost as sharp as his eyes are. You notice a large dirty sack behind him, which you almost mistook for a second goblin. Ah, an adventurer. Greet and welcome. I am Chuk, a buyer. I trade, I sell. Whatever you want, sword swingers need, I offer. You want to buy something? I can see it in your eyes. Yes, you do. Just 5 gold, just 5 money pieces. Not got that much. 10 then. No. Twist my wrist and I'll give you just half 100. So we have a deal? Deal? Why do you even talk to these vermin? Just cut them up and forget about them. Show me your wares. What? That's an interesting price. The fearsome mace of Chuk is priced at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I have 123,000. And it's really not worth that much. I'm guessing that's been put in there as a joke. Everything in this is just so overpriced. All right, goodbye. Shave a goblin's hand. Deal. The goblin palms is covered in something sticky you can't identify, but you can definitely feel crawling on your skin. Obliviously, he continues to shake your hand with enthusiasm, and he's got an amazingly strong grip. Great, we are rich now. A deal of all time. He slowly shakes his hand. Stop shaking your hand and takes the you take the opportunity to unpeel yourself from his grip. Wait, hold on. What are we dealing about now? How's the merchant trade? Not good. One can't trade with them. They got no money. Not got a single sliv shiny or copper circle. Only teeth. Rocks. Hey, what about you? You have money? But maybe you tried to fool me. See wares, take wares, run. If so, I be seeing money first. Alright, good luck with your trading.
Interesting.
I mean, I really shouldn't steal from the goblin merchant, because I am lawful good. What's it? They've barricaded themselves in here. I don't know where the gate is. Is it here? Might be here. You can't go in. Get lost where you came from. Don't come closer. I'll poke you with a spear. I'm going to come closer.
I shall end this suffering.
I mean, how cute, a fireball. You
I'll
can
try
die.
to make this swift.
Alright, well, somebody just killed the goblin who just threw fire at everybody.
Do not falter. Her.
Hey, Valerie actually hit somebody.
They go down.
I've been healed. I can switch back to my dagger now.
This should do it.
Pretty sure one of the goblins just got incinerated by his friend. Would help if we could actually
fight
hit
if I
this
have
bleeder.
to.
Come on. There we go. 2 points of damage. It's better than nothing.
Onwards.
Any last wishes?
Oh, Jesus.
You can't stop me. Stay behind me.
This is where I step in.
Good times. Coffee's almost gone. Kind of lost my train of thought with the whole buying a new hard drive. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely on the cards, and it's definitely something I've thought about. But at the moment, I'm managing without. I think one of the things that I was actually thinking was if it got to it, Cyberpunk 27 came out, and it's like, yeah, it's not working at all well on my computer. Do some checks, figure out where it's bottlenecking,
Follow my
and
lead.
also, you know, level up.
How may I help?
Let's have a little bit of positive healing before we go into the level up. This is going to take a while. Do I go for a coffee? How long have I been doing this now? Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now, so I am going to go grab a coffee, and then we're going to deal with these level ups, because I can't do this without thinking about it. So, let us go to the be right back screen. Probably about a 10-minute break, and some background music, and I shall talk to you all later. BRB. Daddy bye. Greetings and salutations, welcome back. Just talking. There we go. Sorry, I was just... Wait, no, I don't want to mute the mic. That will be a terrible idea. And you won't be able to hear my wonderful voice. I was saying something, now I can't remember. Oh yeah, I was just checking some news. There's a telescope that has collapsed. I forgot the name of it. Puerto Rico radio Arecibo Observatory Radio Telescope. It collapsed a couple of days ago now. Yes, okay, the Golden Eye Telescope, if you really want to call it that. I'm far more interested personally in what it was actually doing in terms of, you know, actual work rather than the fact that it was in some movie and video game and the rest of it. But yeah, it's the Golden Eye Telescope for the Horde. See, that looks weird because it's backwards. See, I could flip it. If I flip it back, I might just have to get used to it being the wrong way around so that you can actually read. You should be more concerned what Janus was doing with it. Jay, I think it's about time we had this conversation. It's a video game and a movie. None of it was real. I think I actually saw that movie in the cinema. Not sure. But anyway, so yeah, it's collapsed. Bit of a shame, and also I think it'd be slightly expensive to repair. Not entirely sure if it's worth repairing. I mean, if they don't repair it, it is going to make for one very cool movie set at some point. The Golden Eye documentary was one of the most groundbreaking bits of journalistic reporting. I have never seen the Golden Eye documentary. Yeah, I mean, from what I've read, it's basically there was some kind of natural disaster that basically broke one of the cables that supported it. I think it was a rain or hurricane, something like that. But yeah, God, this article is lousy. It's like it's been shuttered since August after an auxiliary cable snapped and caused a 100-foot gash in the reflected dish. Then the main cable broke in early November, leading them to declare that it planned to close the radio telescope because the damage was too great. And then it pretty much collapsed. 900-ton instruments, 900 tons of instrument platform suspended. Yeah, it's see, you're talking about the video game where it's not real. And to be fair, you know, it's like it's old. That's the main problem with it. It's about 60-year-old, the telescope itself. Which just did not do it any favors in terms of, you know, surviving. Right, levels ups. We've got level ups. Enough about that. We got fighter, armory, tower shield specialist. That might be a bit. It's not covering up too much. And again, I can't think of any good place to put me on the screen that won't mess it up. So this is going to be the wrong way around again, isn't it? Come on, catch up. Yeah. No, I'm going to flip that camera. I'm just going to have to get used to the left and right being the wrong way around. Because it actually bothers me more that you can't read my mug than it bothers me that this is left and it appears on the right and this is right and it appears on the left. But you need to be able to read for the Horde. No ability scores, so it's just a couple of skill ranks. There we go. You'll get a feat because you're a fighter. I'm curious to see. So this is a thing. So like, somebody popped in earlier and asked a question about a couple of feats that I've never even heard of. And it's all like, it was agile maneuvers. Well, there's no agile maneuvers there, and there's no agile maneuvers there, and we don't have agile maneuvers as far as I'm aware. So which feat were they talking about? You've become the portrait for each character's, which is pretty entertaining. Alright, armor focus. I've already got it. Oh no. I could get it for heavy armor. Critical focus. You're trained in the art of causing pain. You receive a +4 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made to confirm crits. Well, that's not bad. Hammer grip. When you make a full attack, each consecutive hit against the same opponent deals extra damage equal to the number of previous consecutive hits you made against that opponent this turn. This damage is multiplied on a critical hit. Okay. I mean, that'd be slightly more impressive for Amory. Great fortitude and armor focus. Yeah, I'm thinking of going for the armor focus. I'm not sure about the great fortitude, because that's just a +2 bonus from fortitude saving throws. I'm more likely to go for Iron Will and Lightning Reflexes to basically bumper up the ones that they're bad at. But I think I'll go for the armor focus. And what's next? Why is this not accepting? Next. Do I already have armor focus? What's it look like? What's like that? Heavy armor focus. I already have heavy armor focus. That's why I'm not allowed to choose it again. That's why it's in green. Oh, blind fight's actually not too bad. That would get rid of penalties if I'm blind. And when something is concealed. Yeah, you're not actually too late, because that's something that I was also thinking. Blind fighting, if concealment, if they're concealed, then I get an extra chance at it. But yeah, the improved initiative is also potential, because they're low on dex. So their initiative was only a 1. Now it'll be a 5, which gives them a chance to get in there sooner, which is a concern of mine. Not sure where you're getting DR3 from, but I'll take it. Yeah, I think I'll go for that. Improved initiative. Barbarian. Some skills. Armory and See, improved critical. What's this need? Oh, that needs a weapon choice. But when using a weapon you selected, the threat range is doubled. Which is interesting if I go with... What's a weapon again? So an oversized bastard sword. Yeah, a large bastard sword. So putting it in that... Oh, pick barbarian, click next, click those 4 skills, click next, will mean that she crits more often. It doesn't tell me here what the damage and... I mean, she gets a plus 14 on their attack rolls. So yeah, that'll do. Right, the rogue. The rogue. Ooh. Skills. There we go. Seem to be getting an odd number of skills, like a half point every level or so. See, again, I'm not entirely sure what the guy was talking about earlier, because it was so like... Agile maneuvers, and I'm just not seeing anything for maneuvers, unless it's a feat tree, and you need something like improved... But I'm not sure. Anyway, improved 2 weapon fighting. That seems like a good. You get a second attack with your offhand weapon, albeit at a -5 penalty. Was there anything else? Double slice. Your offhand weapon, while dual wielding strikes with greater damage, you add strength bonus damage to the attack rolls. Normally, you only add half your strength modifier to the damage rolls made with the offhand. It's not bad. Improved initiative and really go first, which can help because if the enemy hasn't acted in the turn, then they're flat-footed, and that gives the sneak attack damage, which is now going to be 5d8. 5d8. Agile maneuvers, prerequisites, thunder armor, dirty trick, disarm, bull rush, or trip. Is there a trip? I'm not seeing trip. Wait, what else was there? Oh wait, yeah, is there a prerequisite for trip? Is there a combat maneuver drop down? I'm not seeing anything that'll sort of like improved combat maneuvers. Which I would have thought there would be. Unless those improved combat maneuvers has a prerequisite that I just don't have. And this is one of the things where it's all fine and well. Basically, they're limiting this list to what you. If it's got a prerequisite and you meet the prerequisite, then you basically get the boon of the prerequisite. It'll list it up here because you meet the prerequisites. But what it's not doing is listing the feats that you don't have. Oh, here we go. Agile maneuvers. There we go. Bull rush, dirty tricks, disarm. If I go down to bull rush has the... Okay, so if I went down to trip, there is a thing where... so trip needs combat expertise or kinetic warrior. Combat expertise requires 13 intellect. There we go. That's why I've not even gone down it. So yeah, he was going down the agile maneuvers. Add your dex bonus to your base attack bonus and size bonus when determining combat maneuver bonus instead of your strength. Whereas trip was done. Doesn't say here, but it adds the... Although, was it trip? I mean, there's a feat here. Oh, you can get wings if you're an Asmar on level 10. You gain a pair of wings that grants a +3 dodge bonus to AC against melee attacks and immunity to ground-based effects such as difficult terrain. That was it. Fury something. Fury Fall. You can use strength and agility to send foes crashing to the ground. When you make a trip attack, you add your dex bonus to your CMB. So yeah, based off that, I would say that you want to take Fury's Fall and not the agile one. The agile one has the benefit of adding it to all of those, or allowing you to substitute it in for all of those, which would put you in a better position to be able to do any of them. But if you were just focusing on the trip ability, and it also depends on how much strength you have, and also if there's a prerequisite. If Fury Fall is a prerequisite for another ability, part of me is sort of wondering. Oh, greater 2 weapon fighting, improved 2 weapon fighting, base attack bonus of 11. Okay, so I do want to take that. At some point, but you've got... Okay, so that's not a thing. There is no pummeling charge, pummeling style, and pummeling bully. Yeah, it's so many of these things. Superior summoning, augment summoning. Each time you cast a summoning spell that conjures more than one creature, add 1 to the total number of creatures summoned. Nice. So this is where, if you really wanted to min-max this game, just like you can with the tabletop edition, it's all like, you go through this, and you go through, and you find out exactly the best way. Because I didn't know that I couldn't take combat... what's it called? Combat expertise without 13 intellect. You choose to take a -1 penalty on melee attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +1 bonus to your armor class. When your base armor class reaches 4 and every 4 thereafter, the penalty increases by -1, and the dodge bonus increases by +1. You can only choose to use this feat when you declare that you are making a full attack or a full attack with a melee weapon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's some cool stuff. I mean, when you're damaging an opponent with a power attack, you may make an immediate persuasion intimidate check as a free action to attempt to demoralize the enemy. So again, that's another one where it's like, that'd be kind of cool to have that for Amory and Valerie, only if they've got the persuasion, which I thought was kind of a useless skill for a lot of the other characters, because most of the time in conversations, it's always me who's there. When's your next ASI? What's ASI? Anyway, I'm going to take the improved two weapon fighting. Stat boost. I think it is... Oh, if it doesn't tell me on this. I think it's 10. I think you get a point every 5 levels. Or is it a point every 4 levels? It's either a point every 5 or it's a point every 4. Yeah, but I could get it, I could put it up by 1 to get the combat expertise. The thing is, though, the combat expertise is one of them that I'm not excessively concerned about, because my main focus is just dealing damage. Which means more attacks, as long as I can get the sneak in there. I'll get a headband of brainy brains. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's allowed when it comes to level ups. I don't know whether it takes your base intelligence or your augmented intelligence. Because one could argue it's like, the whole group has one headband of vast intellect and passes it around as everybody does their leveling up to boost it up and then takes it off. But that then might break the prerequisite stats for the feats, making it null and void. Not entirely sure. I'm just going to go for more attacks. Lindsay, Bard. So you have persuasion, but you're not never going to use that ability. Have I hidden the unavailables? No, hide the unavailables. There we go. Get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls when range is less than 30 feet. I might take that one. Hammer the gap. Oh no. See, hammer the gap will be useful for... that's what I was going to do. I was going to take hammer the gap for Amory. Because she gets 3 attacks. It'll eventually go up. 3, 4. I think it tops out at something like 6 attacks for a single weapon. At level 20, that is. And so if she gets 6 consecutive hits, that's another 6 points of damage. But if any one of them crits, that is also doubled. But going for the Dubry, what's it? The increased crit range isn't a bad choice. Do I keep taking it? Oh, lingering performance, extra performance. Extra performance. I keep looking down this list and it's like, I'm not sure what to take, I just end up taking extra performance. Let's take this point blank shot. So let's give her a little bit of a boost when she's in close range. Nice feather step. Feather step. Wait, what? What's this do? As feather step, I need to go feather step for the duration of the spell. The subject ignore adverse movement on or difficult terrain. Okay. Not entirely sure what to take. See, this is one of the things about me, is that I can never be bothered to go through all of these and read all of them. In terms of not getting an extra attack, I should say. What? My fighter player multi-classed at 5, and it's really feeling it now in terms of not getting an extra attack. Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I'm not exactly concerned because more often than not I tend to not go towards the pit anyway myself. But it could be interesting to basically have this, cast it on Lindsay, and then summon the pit in the middle of a group if things get a little bit hairy. Everything then comes running towards us and falls into the pit. But I'm not sure if the pit can is classified. I don't like confusion because it's a bit weird. And it's one of them where it's like... Axe normally does nothing but babble incoherently, deals damage to self and attacks the nearest creature. It usually tends to be my luck that it's all like, oh, I would have interested you watch the pit video on Tuesday. Haha. Did you send me a video? Oh, on the stream on Tuesday. I think you did, didn't you? And then I totally forgot about it. Or I watched it and then totally forgot about it. One of the two. I mean, send it again. And I will promise you to look at it this time. Bum. I mean, fair is useful. An invisible cone of terror comes from each living creature, and the cone is affected by fright unless it succeeds a will saving throw. If the will saving throw succeeds, it's shaken for a round. I'll take that. Fear. That sounds like a good idea.
Ready and willing.
Wizard. Because I'm sticking with wizard for now. Okay, it doesn't tell me when I get ability skills. It's a bit annoying. Okay, let's aim for the 8s. That's all the 8s. And we've got a 6, a 5, and a 2. The ability is kind of useful. So we'll go for that. And now we get a feat. Spell focus. You've already got in transmutation. Okay. Don't really want the precise shot because you're always casting spells. Armor training. I don't know. Bomb. There was something that Lindsay had that I wanted. Elemental something or other. Elemental focus. Acid. That's only against saving throws, not attack rolls, and it doesn't deal any more damage. Okay, that's useless to me. Oh, I thought that's it. And it's spell specialization. Okay. Oh, that's only for... Yeah. What's that? This is a bit annoying, unless you know what this does and you check out the spell book beforehand, and basically allows you to cast it as you were 2 levels higher. could take this for something like haste. Haste is a good one. I keep forgetting to use it, but it's a good one. Just don't know. I'm really unsure as to what to go for this. Greater spell penetration, which basically allows it to get through spell resistance and a +2 bonus. Which would be useful, especially if they start getting annoying. Let's see what's the variable stuff on haste. I think it's just the duration, isn't it? Yeah, it'll be at an extra couple of rounds, which isn't great. Let's take a line. Oh god, we get 2 of them. Lightning bolt and see invisibility communal. That sounds like a plan to me. And finally, Tristan. You're a cleric. Eccles Flurge. Let's have your 4 points in your 4 skills. Slightly concerning is that they don't have any special abilities beyond level 9. Level 8. So are you only expected to take this for 8 levels? And then give up and take a different class? Spell focus, blind fight, extra channel, meta magic extend, extra channel, and selective channel. Yeah, I could give him weapon focus. Taking in that crossbow he's always using. It's a little bit lame. I could take spell focus and try to remember. Oh wait, is this? No, I can't see his. Oh, new spells. And what is cure? Mass cure light ones is conjuration. Thought it was back, conjuration. Spell focus in conjuration. Ooh, I actually have Raised Dead now. Breath of Life. What's this one? Yeah, I'll figure it out in a moment. Yeah, there we go. Okay, spellbooks. Level 5 spells. Dun, 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 dun. Breath of Life. This spell cures 5d8 of damage and 1 point per caster level, maximum 25. Unlike other spells that heal damage, Breath of Life it can bring a recently slain creature back to life. If cast upon a creature that has died within 2 rounds, apply the healing from the spell to the creature. If the healed creature's hit point is at a negative amount less than its constitution... If the healed creature's hit point total is at a negative amount less than its constitution score, it comes back to life and stabilizes with its new hit point total. If the creature's hit point total is a negative amount or greater, equal to or greater than its constitution, or the creature remains dead. Creatures brought back to life through the Breath of Life gain a temporary negative level that lasts for a day. Creatures slain by death effects cannot be saved from Breath of Life. By the Breath of Life. Like cure spells, Breath of Life deals damage rather than curing them, cannot bring them back to life. That's a good alternative to... The thing is, I don't really die that often. That's more important if you were playing it without Death's Door, where people die all of the time. I like the idea that he's got angelic aspect. Burst of Glory, allies within the area at the spell time is cast gets a +1 sacred bonus to attack rolls and saving throws against fear, +1 temporary hit point per caster level, maximum 20. And Flame Strike. The Flame Strike invokes a vertical column of divine fire that deals 1d6 points of damage per caster level 9. So 9d6. Half of the damage is fire, but the other half results from divine power, and it therefore is not subject to being reduced to resistance to fire-based attacks. It's not bad. I'll take the Flame Strike. Do you have any other spell slots? Got Ball Strength, Bear's Endurance. Do I want another Bear's Endurance? Because I can bulk up. Valerie and as well as Amory. Jay seems to have wandered off into the abyss. Bye, Jay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Okay, and first level, 0 level, that's not gone anywhere. Third level spells, let's have another Spike Pit, because they're always good for a laugh. You just get spell uses per day, and the rest of you 3 don't do spells. That'll do. In through the front door. Trying to figure out why the campfire mod on Skyrim isn't happy. There's far too much text going on there. Now that you've finished your research on Ilmata. Which one's the Ilmata? So many bleeding gods and D&D and the rest of them. Move over there. Knock knock.
This will
The
hurt.
Suffering God. Oh, yeah.
Let's try this way.
The one who likes to take the... Oh, that's not a good number. Let's run away from that thing before next time. Can you charge in? No, you can't. Yeah, I remember from Icewind Dale, the video game from like too many years ago now. There was a priest of Ilmart who basically gave themselves over to the evil cultists so that they could torture him instead of the locals. And he endured it. You eventually freed him. Whoop-de-doo. I'm still of the opinion it's like if you're going to be doing this kind of thing, you just put up a fight rather than just to basically go, oh, I'll take your suffering. I can appreciate that kind of makes sense after a fashion, but no, the best way to end suffering is to stop the people causing the suffering. In my humble opinion, please don't go out and punch people who are causing suffering, you know, and take them down in better ways. Lindsay.
Serves you right.
Right, we're going to sneak away now. And you can attack the paladin. Wow! Only a 10 to hit the, not the paladin.
Let us
The
rock
Valerie.
as one.
What level is this? It's a 14. Alright, let's move up a little. Because we're going to bust out some blasts. We're gonna start with the rage.
Bring it.
All of the damage dice got rolled. Lindsay, let's... Can you do this Inspire Courage without... Yeah, I got just about everybody. Move forward. And shoot!
You deserved it.
Right. This is possibly a bad idea, but I'm gonna go back in and stab. And get 4 attacks around. And all of them count as sneak attacks. And that is a shrine to Lamashtu. So there's a goblin here called Knock Knock.
Ha! The Shatshanks not believe Knock Knock. Poked him with words and spears and torches. Bite him, kick him. Who'll be survivor now, huh? Knock Knock. Me. Always me. Hail Lamashtu.
Lamashtu?
Greet and meet heroes. Seen how I dealt with them? They were like, we be smashing you. And I snarled back, no, I be smashing you. And the beast was, ah, and bite again. That's it.
Yeah, the introductions for most of the characters are usually voiced. Who are you?
I be the ear of Lamashtu. No, not that. I be the seer of Lamashtu. That's who I be. Her favorite of many. I bring her message. She protects me. Sends me offerings to eat and whatnot. I be important. Very important person.
What makes you think you are a seer of Lamashtu?
I had dream. Llama told Knock Knock in her big white arms, rock me, let me suckle her skulls, pet my head and sing. Who smartest? Who bravest? Who favorite? Knock Knock, that's who. And the next day, proof. I found nest, untouched with eggs. It be a sign. And bigger sign? Llama just saved me, right before your eyes.
Why did they want to kill you?
It be because of that half-head shaman. Bees bite his back. He be crazy. Something get in his way. He be snarling and poking people with fork.
Just noticing on the side of the camera, there's sort of like little LED lenses that basically tell you when the camera's on or not. And it seems to be flickering for some reason. I don't know why. Have we dropped some more frames? That's a good question. Well, we've dropped a few more frames since we began. Oh, the last time I gave a flip. Like a... Well, we've only dropped a few more frames since the last time I checked. Anyway, you've made a lot of subtitle only goblins thus far, though. I'm liking Knock Knock, though. I mean, none of the other goblins was actually talking to me, so you know maybe they're all voice acted as long as you can actually talk to them. What do you know about this incursion of enchanted beasts?
Beasts? Llama be their mother, like all beasts. But she not birthed them out this way. No way. Half-head shaman lie to make people fear him. Shatshank stride around all puffed up. Everyone bows. Even King won't bark a word against him. He says God has sent us these beasties to answer his prayers. He even made us uproot village. He says there is thing of goddess nearby, where beasts come from, called womb. And he calls me a blasphemer.
What should I do with your kin?
They deserve a knock across heads, all of them. Yet, better not knock. You see, Big Mother Idol? Shatshanks hide in her shadow so can beg and whine for Llama to poison, stab, bite, kill whoever hurts goblins. Don't make Lamash too mother mad. Let them live.
Thanks for the information.
Hey, where you going? Wait till I untie myself. I go with you. We heroes, we march together. The shaman fled. I bet your hide he come back for revenge. He hates you, Longshanks. Hates your guts. Mine too. Let's follow him, then kick him hard in his guts. Teach him a lesson. We kick the king in his guts too while we be there.
You want to go with me?
See for yourself. Heroes need muscle, right? Also need brain for plans. Someone with pretty face to charm everyone. And needs leader, heart of the group. I can do all of that.
Why not join us?
Onwards for the adventures!
Terrible idea. A very terrible idea. We're going to bench. Who are we going to bench? Bench Lindsay. And what are you? Oh! He's a rogue knife master. How curious. Little beady red-eyed goblin is going to go down great. It's funny. I didn't know that the I had a feeling that there was a goblin that was going to be a follower. It's just you can't hide yourself all completely from all spoilers of a game, and I'd seen his character art come up in a few places. Out of all the followers, what are the chances of coming across one with the same class that basically you chose? Oh god, it's every 4 levels. Is this level 8? Yeah, level 8. So it's every 4 levels you get a stat point. Gets rogue talent. Let's go with a fast stealth. And up to level 9. And let's take the improved. I'm the one who took the piranha strike. Okay. Improved 2-weapon fighting. And voila.
Who's there? Flamashtu?
He's chaotic evil. I'm lawful good. I don't think he should really be in the... Yeah, my next stat boost will be level 12. On the plus side, I now know, thanks to achievements, that I've met and gathered all of the companions. Still, I'm slowly drifting away from lawful good. I'm not entirely sure if I should be. So yeah, how does he compare? I mean, I'm stronger, but he's more dexterous. By a lot. His base value is 20, modified to a 26. My base value is an 18, modified to a 22. He started on a 20. Not entirely sure how he started on a 20. Is a Kuriki. Well, you can take... Oh wait, no, I don't put them there, I put them there. Masterwork Kuriki. Arcane Protect +1. Did that change? Yeah, that's gone. Does he have a weapon focus Kuriki? There we go, that's why. Okay, you can keep the Kurikis. Alright then, so he's... I'm slightly more durable than he is. That's good in a way, I suppose. I'm gonna have to get him off the team as soon as possible now. Huddled behind the statue of Lamashtu is a batch of goblins that cast angry glances at you, muttering threats and curses. One of them, apparently the bravest, steps out shaking his fist and howls at you in a quivering voice. Don't you not dare come closer. We'll catch one of your kind before, and Lamashtu cursed him a terrible curse. She do same to you. Hey, you might be right. They be a bunch of stupid, loud, smelly, greedy worms. But if you kill them right under the statue of the goddess, she might get offended. See how goddess punishes the blasphemes? You run now, and or she get you too. You must now make a choice between justice and mercy. Don't fear the wrath of an evil goddess, for it's not her who will judge you your choice in this. This will stay between your soul and your deity. Yeah, I'm not scared. Yeah, now I'm scared. What will Lamashtu do? Send another owlbear for us to skin? Lamashtu or not, you will be responsible for anyone these vermin kill or maim. Do not press your luck. Cleanse your lands of these monsters. Well, there's not really a good option here for me. It's neutral good or lawful neutral, and I'm trying to remain lawful more than I am trying to remain good, making the hard choices. Filthy pests, I purge you from my lands. I would have said it differently, but our thoughts are essentially the same. A caustic smile touches Valerie's lips. Alright. Goddess, let us sacrifice them to you. Come on, high initiative for somebody who can make a boom. I need you to die.
This should do it.
Thank you.
Do
Forward.
not falter.
More goblins, apparently. Up to. I'm ready to go up and kill that one. Right, do we have anything in the category of boom? Ooh, we got burning candles. Let's move up to about there. Let's get us rid of some goblins. Ta-da! I'm still terribly close. They're getting a lot of good hits in. Oh yeah, knick-knack. Knock-knock.
Knock-knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
So it's come to this.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. That one. So get rid of him, not just tickle him.
Onwards.
There we go.
They go down! Look at me, Gorum!
She's very obsessed with Gorm. Holy crap, I've been playing Skyrim for about an hour or two when I've had time over the last few days using a Live Another Life alternative start. I woke up to the red skies of Salt in one of the DC areas. I don't recall what DC means, where everything is significantly more deadly than I am. Unarmed and without gold, I managed to bargain a deal to help take over a nearby mead hall that has been taken over. Oh, one of the DLC areas. Okay. That has been taken over by the Reeklings, Goblins, but I didn't have a weapon to my name. After being terribly careful exploring, looking for any kind of weapon, even a dagger, I finally found an abandoned pickaxe. And then finally some bandits who I lured one away and was just about to kill. Now I am finally in armor and have a sword 3 hours in. Oh, it dropped us out of initiative. Short sword, masterwork short sword, short sword. I'm looking for the shiny short swords. There we go.
Knife is for stab, pick is for lock. But what makes a hero? Why, ask Knock Knock.
No mistakes.
Where now?
And there goes our stealth.
Be
Kill him.
easier if you not fight back. Come here, Bax. Knock Knock stab you.
A calculated risk.
Ta-da!
Please not wrap skull.
Not great
In
on the
due
stealth,
time.
but okay. Where am I supposed to be going / doing? Sure. Journal. What's the journal tell me? Okay, visited the goblin thing. Which basically is just confirmed that there's a lot of stuff. Oh, there's the womb. place. What time are we on? We're on 11:30. Another half hour. I quite like games where they've got alternative starts, and some of it can be rougher. I'm not entirely sure, if that is a balanced mod, or I can't remember whether it was a balanced mod or whether it was a DLC that you said that allowed you to start in an alternative area. Because I've seen somewhere it's all like you can go really well or you can go really badly, very much because you could end up starting somewhere where it's reasonably balanced and it allows you to basically accelerate it forward a bit. At other times I have seen it go incredibly badly because it's like, yeah, you're just not going to be able to survive unless you come here with equipment and you have nothing. I suppose, yes, there is the whole stealth, and which is one of the boons of Skyrim, I suppose. It's all like, if you're careful, you can do these things. It's a bit like, I don't want to say Assassin's Creed, I want to say Hitman. Where it's like, if you try to run and gun in there, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, it doesn't matter how good your equipment is, it's not going to end well for you. But if you're playing it very carefully, you can sneak around for quite a while. I don't really want to get into too much more at this stage. Let's rest up. That's always a good idea. Let's put that away, put that away. That possibly could go to somebody. A lot of little things that can probably be sold. So who is there? So now that I've got everybody, we can actually finally name the entire lineup of the game. We have got Octavia, Tristane, Knock Knock, Amory, Valerie, Lindsay, Kainra, Kalik, Ekundayo, Dog, Jathal, what armor are you wearing? Medium armor. Okay. Jubiliost, Harim, and Regor. See, one of the things that, if you wanted to play this as an evil character, it's fairly easy. You've got Knock Knock there. You've got Regnogar. You've got Jethal. Kainra. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're 5. And you could probably the mod was the alternate start, but it started me in the DLC area. I chose the wagon was attacked start, so you can start essentially anywhere. I don't think there was an easier option. This was an easy option though. For example, I woke up next to 3 people who might have been fellow survivors, turned into werebears and immediately began to chase me down. I didn't even know there were werebears in this game. In the game, thankfully, there was a camp of warriors about a minute sprint away from to help me. I mean, I knew that there was werewolves in Skyrim, or the Elder Scroll lore. Wasn't familiar with werebears, but you know, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. So yeah, you'd probably have to take somebody that's neutral. I mean, I'm not even taking everybody who's good. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 5 of each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 NPCs. It would have been nice if there was 5 of each and 5 of each across both of the alignments. It could have been that they were werewolves. There is some mods that I've got that changed the skin. Didn't hang around to find out. Does hanging around with an evil party member affect your own alignment? It doesn't so much affect your own alignment. It more changes the narrative in terms of how your party react to what you do. And if I remember correctly, basically if you spend too much time... If you surround yourself with an evil party and you keep doing good things, then the evil party will eventually get disgruntled and leave you. And, you know, basically you can put people off and they'll leave your domain. There must have been more available, as didn't a viewer say one of your potential partner members had been killed? I don't remember seeing... I think they were talking about one of their, you know... They had accidentally gotten one of the companions killed. I think I saw that. I don't recall anybody coming in and saying that I'd not gotten somebody because they were killed. I'm only basically going off this the fact that I've now got the achievement recruit all available companions. Oh yeah, I remember someone saying that you killed an evil wizard or something that could have been a companion. I mean, he could have been talking about... Oh, hello. The other evil wizard, because there's it's not a wizard, it's a magus. Magi? Magus. Maybe available is the keyword. Oh. That is a good thing. It's like, okay, he's died, so he's no longer available. I mean, your best bet would actually be to wander through the game and just get everybody murdered off as quickly as possible and see, you know, distinctly murder them off. Because I'm pretty sure there's... Yeah, I could have attacked Knock Knock. If I'd have thought and I had it saved, I could go back and try murdering Knock Knock. But then I won't know because I've already got the achievement. You know, soon after returning to the city, you realize Valerie is not at her usual post. Asking a series of servants and guards, you find your way to the city tavern, where you find the girl with a glass of wine.
Do you need something?
Can I join you? Valerie scoots over, giving you some space. You take an empty stool and order a drink. For a few minutes, there's a tense silence between you. The girl slowly sips a drink. It's still strange to see you here with wine in your hand.
Like a mere mortal. Is that what you mean? Few would imagine it, but I have rough days too. Days when I prefer to hide from prying looks and just be alone.
I don't like sitting here in silence. Tell me, how have you been?
Unusual, but I'll get used to it.
Your scar still hasn't healed.
So, does it change anything? Did my sword arm fall off? Or all my fencing knowledge, did it fell out of my head?
I mean, no, but...
Oh no, our beautiful Valerie has stopped being such a beauty. Her wonderful face is ruined. It must mean there's something wrong with her. I have to say, I want to scream at everyone who keeps looking at me with terror and regret. Where has your adoration and veneration gone? Vanished with one swing of a sword. It would be strange to expect anything else from you. You, just like the rest of my admirers. Now consider me, how should I put it, damaged goods. Well, where are your compliments now? Do you like this, Valerie?
Yes.
What? But...
I don't value you for your beauty.
Really? Well, thank you for your words. I think I've had enough for today. Both wine and honesty. Please don't worry about my ability to serve you. I've vowed to fight shoulder to shoulder with you, and I'll not break it.
Well, okay then. Not entirely sure what to make it. I think to a certain degree it kind of makes sense a little bit that she's having a bit of a hard time with her fall from grace, because I secretly think that she doesn't know how to handle not being prim and proper. She doesn't like it, she just doesn't know how to not be it, if you know what I mean. Bum bum bum, masterwork. Chunk. Oh no, oh, yeah, that'll get transferred over. I do wish it'd stop jumping up this list. Oh yeah, beast render. What is this? This is a falchion, two-handed. Okay, it's another thing for Amory, I guess. Sell these rings of protection +1. And this crossbow. And deal. That's something I keep seeing is cold iron bad guys. But yeah, back to the question about evil things is part of me is actually tempted to sit down and play this again at some point. Cold Iron Earthbreaker, Cold Iron Hand Axe, Cold Iron Longsword. I think Valerie uses Longsword? Bastard Sword. I mean, there's not great difference between Bastard Sword and Longsword. She's not going to get all the benefits of it, but that Cold Iron +1 is potentially going to come in. Seen a few things lying around that are just not, that have got some degree of damage reduction because of Cold Iron, and I think I saw something with regeneration Cold Iron. So, you know, just like the regeneration on a troll stops, it's worded in pretty much a similar manner. It's always annoyed me about weapon sets. Is this whole... That is slot 1, and you will have this sword and this shield. This is slot 2, and you will have this sword and this shield. I've only ever seen, I think it's one video game, and I can't remember which one it is now off the top of my head. but it allowed you to do things like it's this sword and this shield and this sword and this shield, and it would basically have both of them in there. It might have been Neverwinter Nights was a little bit different. Neverwinter Nights is it had a bunch of hotbars across the bottom of the screen, and you could turn them into whatever you want, and you could have this sword and this shield and this sword and this shield. You didn't have weapon slots. You basically just clicked on the button and it swapped out whatever weapons you were carrying for whatever weapons you'd just selected. It might have been that. I can't think of any of the top of my head. It's been a while. But yeah, like I was saying, it's one of them where it's like, I'd be curious to sit down and play this game through as an evil character and see how it went. I'm not entirely sure if I've got the... I'm gonna leave it here. I don't want to go off to the Shrine of Lamashtu this session. So I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna switch back to the... and just talking. Let's put on some background music. There we go. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to do it on stream, and I'm not entirely sure if I'm actually going to do it anytime soon, because one of the things is, it's all like, as I discussed in the earlier days of me streaming, is that like I feel very much sort of like the reason why I'm playing this on stream is because after a couple of weeks I get bored of the game and move on to something else, and I'm feeling that with this game. It's not that I want to stop and move on to something else, it's just there's other games that I'd be more interested in playing right now. And I know this is a failing of myself, that I'm not dissatisfied with Pathfinder Kingmaker. I want to see it finished, and I want to see it through to the end, but at the same token, it's like, now that I've finished the stream, I have no intention of picking this game up at all until it comes to the next session, or where I stream it. So yeah, I could do an evil playthrough and see how it turns out, and see how much the story changes. Not sure if I'm going to, entirely honest with you, because it's taken a long time to get up to here in the game. Never mind, getting to completion. I don't think it will be different enough. I don't think it'll be a whole different campaign, as it were. I think there's going to be a lot of overlap. Yeah, there's some replayability there. There's some choices that you can make, and there's some, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out come the end. I still don't quite know why I have a kingdom. At the moment, I'm not feeling that that's adding anything to the narrative. It's adding a complication onto the top of the game that I'm just not... I think I'm just not seeing the point of it. If you know what I mean. It's like I could... It's not earning me extra gold. It's not earning me extra companions. It seems a bit divergent, the going out and adventuring versus the ruling the kingdom. Yeah, the ruling the kingdom is like it's a strategical part that's like you're ruling a kingdom. You're basically playing a very crude edition of SimCity. I don't want to say SimCity. I'm trying to think. I suppose to a certain degree it's a very crude version of SimCity Societies. Hands up everybody here who's played that game. Yeah, maybe on the tabletop when the barony is ruled by the party, not an individual. Yeah, I suppose to a certain degree that could have some interesting role-playing elements as, you know, different people. The thing is, until there is a reward that goes with it, there doesn't, you know, it's like, at the moment I'm making decisions and I'm building. Maybe everyone with different desires and intentions for the barony. Yeah, but to what end? That's the thing. You know, it's all like, from the role-playing perspective, I get it. You know, I could have not built the newspaper publishing house, and I could have told Lindsay, no, you can't have the printing press, and I could have run it more like a tyranny rather than a ambivalent. I'm sort of good. I want to help the people, but I'm not going out of my way to do so. I don't know. I don't know how I'm ruling it, but of the same token, it's all. I don't feel that it's making one iota of difference at the moment. And until it starts making one iota of a difference, I don't see the point in it. Because it's all fine and well saying, oh yeah, you know, you're running a barony and the rest of it, but it's all like, well, it's not generating me an income that I can use. It's not generating me companions. It's not affecting the narrative whatsoever, as far as I can tell. I don't know how many chapters there are off the top of my head now. Could possibly find out. Pathfinder Kingmaker chapter count. There's 6 chapters. Although that's is this talking about? Yeah, this is six books in the adventure path, 6 chapters to complete the game with a few more end game quests after, from what I've heard. Although I've also just seen a thing where it's like, the current chapter that I'm in, Season of the Bloom, isn't actually a chapter from the adventure paths. So yeah, halfway through, maybe a little late for the hook to land. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. I don't know where it's going, and I've just rocked my entire desk and camera. Sorry about the wibble and the crude zooming in and out. And it's one of the things. I enjoy the fact that I don't really know what's going on. But at the same token, it's all like, why am I doing this? Why am I sort of like making sure that these things happen? You know, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if it basically just turns out that the only way to complete the game is by completing all the kingdom quests and all the story quests, and never the twain make one jot of difference to the other. Yeah, I do know that some of the quests that I've done have triggered quests for the kingdom. You know, there was the kid that went missing that I took like a month to find. When I told his mother that he died, she wandered off and went back to the keep, and there's now an investigation on the curse of her. I feel like we've had a bit of that in the Attack of the Swarm. You've been doing a bunch of stuff reactively, but you've not had a huge here, this is why you're doing this, other than the Swarm equals bad, lol. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's like, there's always going to be a bit of that in most stories, I find. I just think that that's part and parcel of sort of like setting the scene. You set the scene, but you don't really want the players to know what's going to happen in the final act, because otherwise they'd just be sort of like, well, can't we just jump to the final act? Kingmaker is largely regarded as a very popular adventure path. You know, it just goes to show that in Starfinder, they're coming out with another adventure path after Fly Free or Die. That I can't remember the name of the adventure path, which has been earmarked as basically Kingmaker in space. Could you not, though? Starfinder Adventures. There we go. Adventure paths. Horizons of the Vast. Does this make you want? Does this make you? What does this want to make you play Space Emperor Maker? How do you mean? I'm not familiar with anything that I'd just refer to as Space Emperor Maker. I mean, oh, okay. I've just got a message at the bottom of the OBS that gave me a warning that disappeared before I got to read it about something getting overloaded. View current log. No. Adding 22 or 21 millisecond for audio buffering. Total audio buffering is now 341 milliseconds. But that was ages ago. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's one of the things that I could do is potentially. The thing is, I'm not 100% on how to get all that kind of stuff working and have explosions going off in the background. This whole... And it's also trying to do live video editing. That's half of the fun fact. It's like, yeah, okay, I need an explosion to go off in the background. If I don't have it primed up, then it'd be like, yeah, leave it with me for 15 minutes while I get a video of an explosion, and then, you know, basically play that video in the same frame that I am, but I'm in front of it. Yeah. Plus, as well, to a certain degree, I'm not a massive fan of poorly edited, if you know what I mean. If I had an explosion going on behind me, I'd also want some parts going kind of like over the shoulder, and then going in front of me so that it actually looked like I was in the explosion, not just a grainy explosion happening somewhere in the background. Does this want you to make? Does this want to make you play the Starfinder equivalent? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't at the moment. At the moment, I'm not even sure if you said, okay, we're gonna put the computer game on pause for a bit and actually play this out as like Pathfinder Kingmaker on tabletop. If somebody said, oh yeah, I've got a GM that'll GM the next chapter for you, and here's a cheat code to skip through that chapter. Play it out that way, just for the lols and the stream. I'm not entirely sure that I want somebody to go through that trouble. Unless there was some really good events coming up that I'm not aware of, that makes sense to do it as a tabletop rather than in the video game, but also the video game can pick it up where it left off after that chapter, if you know what I mean. I actually ran a game last night for a couple of my friends over in America, and when I say last night, it was actually started midnight local time and finished at 5 o'clock in the morning. Playing a system called Numenera, and it was so enjoyable to have a very free reign of the situation. Having played this, you're not feeling compelled to play this at a table? No, not really. I wouldn't say no to playing this at a table, but at the same token, I would be very much, if the kingdom side of it was everything that was being offered by the GM, I would be very much so like, why are we bothering to do this? Why are we spending so much time on this record keeping? Just give me a hint that at the end of the day it's not going to be completely useless. Because at the moment, you know, this is one of the things where it's like, I've got villages, I've got a town, I've got so many things that I could be doing on the kingdom side of things. I could be, skipping weeks at a time just to get on top of the kingdom side of things. But the only thing that I would be doing is basically storing up build points to improve the villages, to improve the kingdom stats, that improve the income of build points, that allow me to build more buildings in the settlements, to get more better stats. It just seems to be going around in circles, and it's all like the kingdom stats. There's like 9-10 categories that it falls into. Why are we keeping track of 10 different values if at the end of the day it's not going to make any difference to how this plays out? Yes, it's potentially gonna make a difference to it just seems you could scroll through time to get yourself build points. I'd be amazed if a war wasn't coming up wasn't an upcoming chapter, though. It doesn't seem like there's a threat on the horizon, time-wise. I mean, the main threat on the horizon is the curses, which is prompting me to try to keep on top of that. There doesn't seem to, there is a little bit of a hint of, it was rumored by some people at the banquet that it's basically the Aldori sword lords were basically putting a barony in the way to buffer the enemies or the enemy states should they decide to attack. So, yeah, I kind of feel that there's going to be a war on the horizon. But at the same token, how is that going to play out? How is that going to affect the stats of your kingdom? And is there anything... Yeah, if you knew at some point randomly determined you were invaded by a war in your kingdom, it might give you some impetus to get yourself in a good situation and not burn through those dates. Yeah, if you knew that it was on, you're going to be invaded at this date next year, it's like, okay, yeah, I need to build up my military, I need to build up, this is the thing, I can see why it all sort of like works together. If you build up your military without building up your economy, then you're not going to be able to afford to pay the army. If you've got a strong economy, you need a strong community, or you need a strong populace behind it. And that strong populace is going to be not great if it doesn't have community, if it doesn't have security. You've got arcane or spiritual or religious, can't remember what it's called, which help promote all of these things. And then you've got espionage, and I'm trying to remember some of the other stats off the top of my head. I can't. That will basically allow, again, will come in line to support the military. Which is all fine and well, but at the end of the day, if it gets to the start of chapter 5, and it turns around and goes, you've lost the game because your military score was not 200, I'm going to be annoyed. It feels like it's a separate game that is very underdeveloped. Which makes sense when it comes to a tabletop, because, you don't want to be having to have all the micromanagement and macro management that you get in Total War games. Because then the GM would just be forever running calculations as to how everything is going, where troops are, what the population is, what the morale is, what corruption rates are, what buildings are where, what your balance is, what your income is per week, per month, whatever. And this is how it affects your kingdom stats. That's far too much like calculations. That is best left in the realm of Total War, which is a video game. But just like in Total War, if you've got all of these things in place, when it comes down to the actual fighting, you can take control of that manually and do a better job at commanding people, but at the same token, you can leave it on automatic, and it takes... The game is developed enough that you can enjoy just the strategy side of it. This doesn't feel like I'm enjoying the strategy side of it because I don't know what my end goal is, and I assume that it ties into the plot somewhere. But at the moment, I'm not seeing where it's tying into the plot at all. It just doesn't feel like the two are related. But anyway, I could rant and talk for hours, but I do believe Pathfinder Games has started streaming their game, and I think they're back to Starfound this week. Let's just go check on the Twitch TV, Pathfinder Games, there we go. Let's make sure that mutes. And yeah, they're playing her Starfinder. They're playing through their homebrew campaign of Starfound. I am going to wrap up the stream now, and I will see you next time if you'd like to join me for a raid over on Pathfinder Games. Daddy bye.